Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to today's Facebook Live session. And please let us know if you type your name underneath the video so we know who's actually joining today. Okay, so please let us know here. And I'm going to be calling out. We've got quite a lot of people watching already. We've got Sieg from Xavier saying hello. And also Joy, happy birthday today. I just found out it's your birthday. So hopefully you're having a nice time with your friends and family. But please let us know in the chat box, who are you? Where are you from? And what difficulties you're having with IELTS right now. And we will be helping you today. So Tanya, if for anyone who doesn't know yourself and how you can help them, please let us know. Please let everyone know.
Okay, good. Well, welcome everybody. I am having some technical issues, so unfortunately you are not going to be able to see me today, but you will hear me. I wanted to just welcome everybody from the kinetic side. As many of you know, we've been doing these Facebook Live sessions with Alex. We're very excited to be working with Swoosh. For many years, Kinetics looked for a partner. If those of you who haven't joined in before, just a 2-second introduction. Kinetics, as you know, are a recruitment company. We've been bringing international nurses to the US for many, many years. We have looked for a long time for the right partner to help us with our IELTS preparation for our nurses. As we know, it's one of those big challenges that people have to go through to get to the US, and Swoosh were definitely the right partner. They are extremely efficient and experienced in helping people getting through the IELTS. Most of the people at the company are ex-IELTS examiners, and they have helped people get to the UK, and as you know, the UK has a much higher criteria in terms of the IELTS. So it has been really very exciting to work with Swoosh. And over to you, Alex.
That's great, Tanya. Thank you very much. So today we're going to be continuing with what we were talking about last week. And if you came to the session last week, please let us know. But we were talking last week all about the keys to getting an IELTS grade 7 or 8. And telling you all about what the students who get those scores, what they do, and what the students who get the scores 5s or 6s, those students who don't pass, what they do. So we talked about the difference between the two. I'm going to just share my screen with you now. And can you see my screen, Tanya?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, good. So if you can see my screen, and we've got hello, said MJ Lopez from the Philippines. Acel said hello. Kathy Dominguez, also from the Philippines. Lots of Filipinos here today. Fantastic to see you all. So last week we were talking about consistency and how important it is for students who want to get a 7 or even an 8 in order to be successful and become a nurse in the US. You have to have consistency in your learning. So we talked about the importance of doing study every single day and not just doing one big session per week, because your brain needs to take in chunks of information in small bite-sized pieces, so you're more likely to internalize it and you're more likely to be able to know how to practice in the most effective way, so that on your exam day you're able to really make those huge improvements necessary to get a 7, 7.5 or even an 8. So we talked last week about the fact that students who don't have a study plan are disorganized and they just do it when they feel like it. And that kind of goes in with the first principle of consistency. You must have a study plan. You must know how you are going to, what you're going to do. Are you going to do a lot of writing practice because writing is a weakness? Are you going to do more speaking practice? Or are you going to do equal amounts of all of them because your English ability is similar in those 4 areas? So have a study plan if you don't have one right now. If you do have one, then congratulations to you. You are an organized person, and a study plan will really, really help you to like I said, make those big changes, make those big improvements you need to get a 7 or an 8. A lot of students who get 5s and 6s and who don't pass, they watch many YouTube videos from many different teachers. So they are really taking in too much information. They're becoming overwhelmed. And some teachers say this and some teachers say that. So don't get confused. Just follow 1 or 2 teachers maximum. 1 or 2 teachers maximum. Ideally, a one really good teacher, because like I said, they all have different methods, but one teacher, you can follow their method the whole way through. Make sure you choose a teacher who's got proven experience in helping students to get a 7 or 8, which we have at Swoosh English. If you want to follow a lot of our videos on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you go to them. And we've also got them inside our Facebook group for Kinetics, and I'll be sharing that link with you very soon if you don't already have access to that group. If you are some of our current students and you're part of that support group where we give you a study partner, we give you lots of video materials, all completely free, then let us know how the group has been helping you as well in the chat box below. We've got John Aaron, good to see you, John. Kenneth, Olabisi from Nigeria, Eric Kalalut, fantastic, great to see you all. Jancy says hi as well. The students who don't pass, they don't have a study partner, and the students who do pass have study partners. It's as simple as that. Study partner will motivate you, inspire you, tell you what you need to work on if they're stronger in another area than you are. They will be with you every step of the way, help you to have more confidence on test day, etc. So this is what we can provide you in our free Ielts Facebook group. So those were the 4 key points last week. Be consistent in your learning, have a study plan and be organized. Follow one teacher on YouTube, on Facebook, on their website, etc., and have a study partner. So we really got some great reactions last week, didn't we, Tanya, to all of the 4 points that a 7 or band 8 nurse follows?
Yeah, we really did. I mean, there were quite a lot of people that contacted me afterwards and said that, you know, what we spoke about was really kind of common sense, but when you're in the thick of it, you really can't see the wood for the trees, and it's really a very good reminder to make sure that we keep on track in terms of these different points.
Absolutely, Tanya. And John Aaron said, my study partner is not consistent according to my plan. Well, that's the good point is, John, if you are really committed and serious about passing, and I'm sure you are, then have 2 or 3 partners. So if you're, for example, you may or may not have a job right now. Some nurses who are preparing for IELTS, they don't have a job. They want to take time off work. Maybe you want to practice in the mornings with partner A. You want to practice in the afternoons with partner B, and you want to practice in the evenings with partner C. Have 2 or 3 study partners. That will really be of great help to you. So yeah, I mean, don't rely on one person. Sometimes people can let you down as well. So sometimes they work 12, 14 hours in the hospital and they don't have time. And like you, with your situation, they don't match up. So definitely have a couple of people who are as committed and as you are. Empty Room, nice name. Empty Room said, can you help me with my speaking? Well, yeah, go to our website, swooshenglish.com, or you can also go onto our Facebook page for Kinetics. We will give you some tips about your speaking inside that group. So anyway, that was the review from last week. This week, we're going to introduce you to the other keys to getting a band 7 or 8. Please let me know, are you ready in the chat box? Please type ready in the chat box, and then we can move forward. So I want to keep hearing about who is here today in the chat box. So please let us know. Are you a nurse? Which country are you in? Okay. And how can we help you with your IELTS progress? When is your IELTS examination as well? We're getting a lot of success stories in our Facebook group. Isn't that right, Tanya?
Yeah, we really are. And thank you, everybody, for making use of the tools that we've provided. I see that a lot of you are also writing in the WhatsApp group and sharing some of your latest situations of when you're writing the IELTS and when you passed the IELTS. So really, please continue to share that with the rest of the group, because it is very motivating and encouraging when other people who are still studying can see those that are a little further along in the process.
Exactly, Tanya, exactly. So onto the comparisons between the band score 5 and 6 students and the 7 or 8 students today. The first one today is the students who get 5s and 6s, they book the exam immediately because they're so desperate to pass. And this is really something that you need to be careful about, because the IELTS exam costs a lot of money. You know, if you don't pass, which a lot of students don't, if they are booking the exam immediately with a lack of preparation, they're wasting their time and energy as well, and the frustration involved in actually taking the exam and not passing, and then taking the exam again and not passing. So we've had students before who they've contacted me, or they've contacted Tanya or the kinetics team and said, I've taken the exam 3 or 4 times. I'm doing self-study. I don't have any teachers. I don't have any study partners to help me. I don't have a study plan. You know, all of these things. And at that point, you've spent a lot of money, and you've spent a lot of time, and you've been frustrated in the process. So we always want to tell people to have the effective preparation that's required in order to get the scores you want, which is a 7 or above, 6.5 overall and a 7 in speaking. You want to get that as quickly and as effectively as possible in the least amount of exam attempts. So a lot of students who do get a course, they buy a paid package from a teacher or a school or a website, they pass much quicker than the ones who are doing it all by themselves. And with a teacher as well and a study partner, you can pass quicker, you can improve quicker. So don't book the exam too quickly. Have a mock examination if you can from a provider, from a teacher, to tell you where you are at exactly right now. Because some students, students who take the examination. Now I can see you, Tanya.
I think we got it figured out.
Good. Okay, I can see your smiling face. Good. Okay.
I'm happy to be live, to see you, Alex.
Exactly. Well, likewise, I can see you too. So, I'm feeling good now. Tanya's back. So basically, don't book the exam too quickly. Don't make that same mistake that many students make. You know, Tanya talked to, if anyone's not been to the session before, Tanya, can you just tell them about that nurse that took the exam? Was it 10 times? Just quickly.
9. 9 times, yes.
9 times. What did she do wrong?
Oh, so many of the things that you're just talking about now. She didn't plan properly. She didn't study. She didn't set a study plan. She was trying to work with a million different teachers. She didn't have a study partner. I mean, every single thing that you are talking about right now, she was doing. She just had no consistency at all. So, you know, it was only at the very end when she really started to get a plan together and become more organized that she eventually passed. And we actually had another one this last week, who is part of our group. She's part of the Ielts support group, who was also who passed. I think it was after the 6th time. I don't want to name her because I don't want to. I mean, she probably would be okay with it and proud, but she passed after the 6th time. So I mean, that's huge.
The person who took 9 times to pass, are they in America now? Do they have their dream job, etc.?
She actually works in California, and she actually had a very hard time because she had a lot of personal issues as well, and there was a lot riding on it for her because she had 2 children that she needed to get out of her home country. She had a difficult divorce, you know, so it was just a very complicated situation, as many times it is in life, and she eventually got there, but it was a very tough situation, and it really came down to these 8 keys that you are going through.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad to hear that she's in sunny California, and you know, she's loving life now. But the key takeaway from all that is you don't need to make it so difficult for yourself. You know, you don't need to take this exam 6 times. 6 times, if it's, you know, roughly around about $220 per examination, depending on, you know, exchange rate fluctuations, etc. That's $1,200. That's a lot of money. You know, that's a lot of money, whether it's in Filipino peso, whether it's in UK pounds where I am, whether it's in Zimbabwe. We've got some people from Zimbabwe here and Africa. It's a lot of money, and we don't want you to be spending that kind of money. We want you to, like I said before, this is our kind of mantra: pass quickly and as effectively as possible in the least amount of exam attempts, okay? Ideally first time, and we've got a really good success rate of people doing that. So please follow the tips that I'm providing you today, but not just taking the information, put them into practice as well. It's no good just knowing, okay, I need a study partner, having the knowledge, okay, I need a study plan, okay, I need to be consistent in learning, okay, I need to follow one teacher. But if you don't put it into practice, it's just worthless information. And we are living in the information age now, and we are overwhelmed by information. So it's all about, it's not what you know, it's what you know how to do, okay? Know what know how rather than just know. So really important. I've just posted in the Facebook group our incredibly amazing Ielts free Facebook support group. So that is in the comment section below. I've just posted it. So I want to see Jansi from India, Belat. I want to see Hind from Morocco, Steph from the Philippines, Empty Room. I wish that was your real name. John Aaron, Alvin, Yamisi, all of you, you, John. I want to see all of you, Nuis, inside our free Ielts Facebook group community where you get a study partner and you get lots of help and tips completely free. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the next one. Oh, well, I should say, of course, the opposite, sufficient exam preparation time. Going through the keys, like I said, having a study partner, having a study plan, getting a teacher to point out your weaknesses and areas that you need to improve on, and really just having enough time to balance all of these things. You know, especially if you're a mother or a father, you've got children, you know, you've got jobs to juggle. You may be working 12 hours in the hospital, then you're coming home and picking up your child from nursery or school, then you're cooking food, and then you're like, wow, where's the time gone? It's 9 o'clock at night. How much time do I have for Ielts? You know, you've got to make it part of your routine, but also you've got to be realistic. You can't just think, okay, you know, I'm a working mother, I'm working 12 hours a day, but I can pass this exam in 2 weeks. It's no problem. But if the last time you did the exam, you got, 5.5s in all 4 areas, it's going to be very unlikely that you're going to make those big jumps from 5.5 to 6.5 overall with a 7 in speaking in just 2 weeks. It's just highly unrealistic. You know, Tanya's got children. I suppose right now with my time and what I need to do, I don't have children. So of course I don't understand from all of the nurses watching and the nurses who are parents, their perspective. But you have to be realistic of what you can and cannot do and how much time things take. So have sufficient exam preparation time. And like I just said about the mock exam, get mock exams and have detailed feedback telling you where you're at right now and what it will take to take you to that 7 for speaking and 6.5 overall. So get that practice and know your level.
Alex,
Again, I said before. Yeah, Tanya.
In terms of the mock exam, is there like a specific number of mock exams that you think somebody should do?
Good question. I think because, for example, in our, we've currently closed our scholarship program that we're doing with Kinetics, and so those nurses who've been accepted, they'll be getting regular mock exams with us. So we'll be doing a lot of speaking mock exams with them. They'll be writing, pretty much every day their Ielts Task 1 and Ielts Task 2s in our Facebook group. So they'll be in effect be doing mock exams all the time. We've got reading and listening practice materials for them. So constantly, week by week, they'll be getting that adequate, effective mock exam practice that they need. So yeah, each student will be doing it quite a few times. Each will be giving them different kinds of practice exams. So there's not necessarily a set number. You should do 7 mock exams. You should do this, you should do that. But, 1 or 2 is not enough. You need to be doing these consistently and get into the exam frame, the exam mindset and what you need to do and timing yourself. You must time yourself. You know, you've got 40 minutes for task 2 and 20 minutes for task 1 for IELTS writing. So you need to adequately time yourself. Don't spend 2 hours on a task 2 and then ask your teacher for feedback, because it won't be realistic. You might get a higher score, or in some cases maybe a lower score than what you would get with just 40 minutes for task 2. So yeah, it's not necessarily a set number, but you must be timing yourself, putting yourself under exam conditions as well. So that's a really good question, Tanya. Going on to the next one. Again, those students who don't have a teacher. Now, when I give this advice, I'm not saying that if you don't have a teacher, you can't pass, okay? There is a minority, when I say a minority, a small percentage of students who can do self-study and pass first time or pass second time. So it's just the thing is, it's difficult, it's hard, yeah? That person, I don't know, Tanya, who passed on their 6th attempt, did they have a teacher or did they
Did
do
at the
self-study?
end.
In the end, that's the key. That's the key, Tanya. So in the end, maybe, for example, for the first 5 attempts, they just kept going again and again and again. I'll do self-study, and then doing the whole five examinations by themselves. And then the light bulb moment, the ding, they realize, okay, I need help from a teacher. I got that help, and then I got my pass and passed on the 6th attempt. So, like I said, you can still pass without a teacher, but it's hard. It takes time. You might have to do the exam many, many times. If you do pass first time and you don't have a teacher, probably means that your general English skills were really, really high to begin with. You had, native level speaking ability. Your pronunciation was amazing, like Tanya's and mine, who we're both natives. Your grammar was amazing. Your vocabulary, you understood how to write an argument essay, for and against, for example, if that's what you get in task 2. You understand how to structure an answer. You understand how to do introductions and conclusions. You have skimming and scanning skills for reading. You're constantly listening to podcasts every day, or you're constantly watching YouTube videos, and you're acclimatized to different accents and different dialects, or whatever that might be. You're just immersed in English. Then you could probably pass without a teacher. But the thing is, most nurses, if I'm talking about a lot of the nurses online today, from the Philippines, they might be working 12-hour days. They might have a family to come back to. You need that support. It's difficult to do it by yourself. So that's why we want to support you. We've got that Facebook group for you again, which I've just posted again into the comment section. Please join us. Okay. We are here to support you. So that, of course, have a teacher to correct your writing and speaking, which I've pretty much explained. Any thoughts or insights so far, Tanya? I'm just looking through the questions while you give your pearls of wisdom.
Well, I think, you're covering all the major points, Alex, and that's really helpful. I did have one nurse who told me at the beginning of this week that he knew that speaking was an issue. So what he did is he went through all the pointers and tips that are in the Facebook group, because remember, there are a lot that have come over the last few weeks. And he went back through the group so that he could pick out a lot of the additional material that had been put into the group. Because, sometimes if you just open the group, you're not going to see all of that. So that was just something that I thought is just a simple thing, but it can actually be very helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Keep skimming through the Facebook group. There's lots of really good video lesson materials that we've put in there. And not just that, but, if anyone's here new to the Facebook Lives today, and actually I should point out before I forget, please share this Facebook Live video to your Facebook page, to your friends, your colleagues, your family members who are also preparing for IELTS. They also have that dream that you have, that ambition to become a nurse in the US. Please share it with them. It's completely free. We just want to get the message out there to as many people as possible that we are here to support you. We've got a support system in place, Kinetics and Swoosh. We want to help you from where you're at right now to getting that passing grade. In our Facebook group, we're getting so many great success stories of people passing their exams, etc., with our support. So we want to be able to support you as well. So definitely share this with your share this with your friends and your colleagues. And there was another point I was about to make, but it's completely I've completely become sidetracked. So anyway, the last point that I want to point out today, that's really, really crucial. Those students who get 5s and 6s, they only want to use IELTS practice materials. Okay, they only want to use IELTS practice materials. They don't focus on one of the really, really important tools that they've got at their disposal, which is non-IELTS materials. So what do I mean by non-IELTS materials? Well, I talked about it a few minutes ago. Listening to podcasts, if you've got an iPhone or you've got an Android phone, which pretty much everyone in the world seems to have these days, and it's glued to their hands. So have access to podcasts, listen to podcasts on a day-to-day basis, become familiar with different kinds of accents, different kinds of native English accents that are out there. For example, Tanya's from South Africa, and no matter how many years she's been in the US, I can still hear her South African accent. It's the same for me. I've lived in different countries. I've lived in New York. I used to live in Hong Kong. This very, very, very strong English Northern accent will never leave my my mind, my body, whatever. It's with me forever. So, definitely listen to different podcasts, Americans, South Africans, British, Irish, and really get an ear for it. The people who are passing are really immersing themselves in English, even changing the PC laptop settings to English instead of your native language. That helps as well. Instructions that come up on your PC, shut down for you shutting down your laptop, or escape or start programs, all these things, put it to English. Get used to immersing yourself in English all the time. Watch the YouTube videos, even if it's entertainment purposes, watch Netflix. Of course, not too much, but watch Netflix for your listening skills and listen to English songs. Get Spotify, or I don't have an affiliate link with Spotify, but listen to Spotify or any music apps. You've got Apple, all of these things. Songs are a great way to train your ear for English. The other thing is which I'll say is, use for example, for IELTS reading, for example, use your skimming and scanning skills when you're on different news websites, CNN, NBC, the BBC in the UK, The Guardian, The Telegraph. You've got all of these news sources. And what you could do is pick out, use your skimming skills to find out what's the gist of this article. Scanning skills, selecting particular information. What is the writer talking about? So who's the writer talking to? What's the purpose of this article? Is it an entertainment article? Is it an education article? Is it is it there to inform the audience? What's the purpose of it? Is it all about humor? What is the purpose of this? Because this absolutely relates to your IELTS reading. Same thing could be said for speaking, and for you could be listening to interviews, because if effectively you're having an interview for IELTS speaking part 1, part 2, part 3. So watch different interviews out there that are, between Hollywood actors and actresses, for example, and what kinds of questions do they ask? I could talk about this forever. Open-ended questions: who, what, where, why, when, and how, for example. Look at the questions that Oprah Winfrey and all these famous people ask, David Letterman, all these people, or, even in different countries, different native English-speaking countries, New Zealand, Australia. I could speak for a long time, but you get my point, is that really focus on the non-IELTS materials as well. And those students who get 7s and 8s, they immerse themselves in English. They don't just demand, I want IELTS practice materials. They have a combination of both IELTS materials and non-IELTS materials together.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense, Alex. And I'm just thinking now, as you're talking about the ex-IELTS examiner, I think her name was Fiona, who gave us a free class on speaking a little while ago. And she was telling us about how she was trying to learn another language. What was it again? I think it was French or Italian. German, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
And she actually just spoke that language in the apartment where she was with the people that she was living with. And that's what they did, is just practice it, just immerse herself in the language. So it's not just if you're trying to practice for English. I mean, that's just a common denominator of trying to learn any language. And it just goes back to that same, age-old saying, practice, practice, practice.
Absolutely, Tanya, absolutely. So everybody who is here, we've actually just had E.G. John said, I don't have a study partner. Well, there's an easy solution to that, E.G. John. What's the solution, Tanya?
The solution is to contact Jocelyn from Kinetics. Jocelyn has been kept very, 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 very busy lately, and we're grateful to do it. We don't mind, so you can contact Jocelyn, and she is very efficient, and she will allocate you with a study partner. Our group is growing. I mean, last week we announced that we were at 1,500 people. We are way over that a week later. So every week we are growing and growing, and we're very grateful and excited for the amount of people that are coming in and joining and want to learn, and we're really grateful that we can offer that support. But it's really important to have a study partner, also to join the WhatsApp group. I've noticed that a lot of people are very active in the WhatsApp group, so please make sure that you are that you join that group. Jocelyn will help you if you have any issues with that, but it really can be extremely helpful.
Fantastic, Tanya. So what I've done, I've taken the share screen away, and I want to know who has been listening carefully today. I want to know what are the keys to band score 7 or even band score 8 success in IELTS. Please let me know in the chat box. Mariama, Evangeline, Sil Paul, E.G. John, Taj Campolo, Don Deza. I could go on, Aranxa Rodriguez. Kathleen, please let us know in the chat box, what have you learned today? What do band score 7 and band score 8 students do in order to pass and in order to fulfill their ambitions and dreams of becoming a nurse in the USA? Please let me know, Angel, in the chat box. And while we're waiting for those answers, I've just posted again the Facebook group link inside the chat box. So there you can go ahead, answer a couple of very, very quick questions to make sure that you are the kind of person that we want in our group. And I'm sure that you most definitely are. So click that link and then answer the questions. And then we would love to have you as part of our community, but also our family. Our support system is there for you. Okay. We're there for you every step of the way. So Empty Room said proper preparation. Yeah, effective preparation. Don't book your exam too soon. Correct, Empty Room. Anyone else? Let's see who was paying attention carefully. Okay. And Tanya, can you just kind of give the nurses a teaser of what kind of jobs you've got available for them in sunny California, in cold New York, wherever that might be in the US?
We have a lot of jobs right now. We have more jobs than I have ever seen in the US.
Wow.
As the nursing shortage is increasing, so we are seeing more and more hospitals looking at this as another way to supplement their recruitment of American nurses. I travel a lot. For those of you who email me directly, you will often see an out of office on my email. And that is because we just are getting more and more calls from all different facilities, acute care hospitals, nursing homes, correctionals, rehab facilities, surgery centers. We're starting to see a lot of interest from surgery centers. So if there are any OR nurses, PACU nurses, and really across the board. So we have positions in California, Florida, Texas, Arizona, New York, in the Midwest, Missouri. It just, we have positions everywhere.
Everywhere. So that is unbelievable to hear that in the whole time. I mean, how long have you, you've been in over 10 years in America?
Long time.
10 years, and running Kinetics as well. And you've never seen as many jobs before. That is unbelievable. Okay. So if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will, because I'm not a nurse. And I so very much respect the work that nurses do. But if I was a nurse, I'm excited for you, and I'm not a nurse, and I'm not moving to America, unfortunately. Even though I do have a love affair with New York, but that's for another time and place. But you should be absolutely excited by this, okay? Because the American dream. Whether you there's a lot of people who are on this Facebook Live right now who have the American dream, they believe in the American dream, and quite rightly, with the amount of jobs that Tanya and her amazing kinetics team have available for you, you should be excited by this. So I would love to, help you as well as Tanya and the team to get you through this Ielts process, to pass the exam, and to get you away from English exams completely. You can forget about them and to get on the process of becoming a nurse in the US. We've had some amazing answers from Steph, El Esterio. Sufficient exam preparation time, do mock exams, have a teacher, not or even a study partner, and a study partner, learn a variety of resources. So Steph, very, very good answers. You have been paying attention, and well done for really being an active member today. Same for Jancy. Be consistent, stick to one teacher, corrections for speaking and writing, etc., etc. So let me know in the chat box. Has anyone got any questions before we wrap up today? We always want to give you